Okay, sir. So we are live now. Hello, and a very good evening to everyone. Welcome to another session from Voyages into the Past or Otit Probaho. Today's session is going to be a different session. It it is it isn't a lecture session. It will be an interactive session, and our today's topic is interaction with an museologist. And our today's speaker, Dr. Molhote. Hello, sir, and welcome to Voyages into the Past.
Thank you.
I am Anirban Ghosh, and today Aditya Shankar Chattopadhyay is my co-host. So, Dr. Molhote, presently working as an assistant professor in the Center for Studies in Museology, University of Jammu, India. He has done his MSc and PhD from the Department of Museology, University of Calcutta. He got University Research Fellowship from Calcutta University. He has postgraduate level teaching experience for about 11 years. He was also a member of syllabus committee in MA Integrated History with specialization on cultural heritage, Cluster University, Jammu, India. Now, he is also attached with the School of Vedic Studies, Rabindra Bharati University, Kolkata, for serving the academic purpose. He was a guest faculty of University of Calcutta and Rabindra Bharati University. He worked as a research assistant for DRS SAP under the UGC in Department of Museology, University of Calcutta, India. He completed the practical training in museum method by Indian Museum. He participated, organized, and presented papers in 20 national and international seminars. He took training course under aegis of the Center for Cultural Research and Training, Ministry of Tourism and Culture, Government of India. As an invited speaker, he has given lectures in seminar, workshop, faculty development program, and refresher course of UGC HRDC of many universities. He published some academic books on social and environmental sciences and many articles in renowned journals. His recent book, Museum and Archives, has become very popular among the faculties and students of universities and colleges of West Bengal. So we are really lucky to have him with us. Welcome, sir. Welcome once again. And before commencing our today's session, we're going to mention a special thing. Today, this is an interactive session, so sir will answer as much questions as we get from our comments. Sir will love to do that. So please be ready with your comments. After a small lecture part, we will go on the interactive session. So now the stage is yours. Please start.
Okay. Thank you, Anirban, for introducing me. First, I would like to give thanks to the students and scholars of Voyagers into the Past for their great initiative for arranging online lecture series on different topics during this pandemic situation. And so I am also very happy being with you. So today's mainly it is interactive session, but instead of that, I am just showing some, giving some my sharing some my knowledge, just about the what is museums and uh, the definition of museums like that. So, just first, you should know that the origin of museum. I think that the most of the people of are from history, so you know that what museum is. But instead of that, I'm just giving a glimpse of that what is museum. Actually, you know that this English museum comes from the Latin word, which is originally from the ancient Greek museum, which denotes a place of temple dedicated to the muses and the Greek gods. So, muses, it was used for philosophical institution or for a place for contemplation. In Rome, Latin word museum was used for places for philosophical discussion. Thus, you know that the great museums at Alexandria, which is generally considered as the first museum, the world, but founded by the Ptolemy one early in the 2230 BC. So with it, where the colleague scholar and famous from different places gathered, and they discussed about the various topics. So the word museum was revived in 15th century Europe to describe the collection, but the term conveyed at the concept of comprehensiveness rather than denoting a building. So by 17th century, museum was being used in Europe to describe collection of curiosities. And you know that I'm just giving you some the list of some oldest the museums. The world oldest museum was built in 2,500 years ago. So the oldest museum in evidence was Inglede's Nana's museums, and dating back to 530 BC, and developed through Mesopotamian antiquities. And you know that we have there were three tablets, clay tablets were also there. So then Capilodin Museum, which is actually the oldest public collections of art in the world, began in 1947. And then we have actually early museum begins as a private collection of wealthy individual families, mainly royal families, or the institutions of art and rare or curious natural objects and artifacts. So these were often displayed in so-called wonder room or cabinet of curiosities or cabinet of wonders. So this Capitolian Museum was established with the donation of the Pope. Important, and he donated the important ancient sculpture to the people of the Rome. And then the first public museums in the world opened in Europe during the 18th century at the age of Enlightenment. The Museo Sarco, the first museum in the Vatican City complex. You know that in Vatican City complex there are some museums, and it was opened in 1756. Then Asmolean museums. It is the first university museums which was established in the Oxford University in 1777. Then it was actually built up by the collections of the Elias Asmole. So it was a very important and great museum. Then we have British Museum in London, and then this British Museum was also built up by the personal collection of Sir Isaac Solens, and collection of curious provided the initial foundation of these British museums. Then we have the Louvre museums in Paris. You know that these are all the famous museums. So the history and origin of the growth of the Indian museum is one of the remarkable events toward the development of the heritage and culture of India. So you know that the Indian Museum was established by the initiative of the Asiatic Society of Bengal, and there were historical milestones in the road of the development of museums. I have given some important dates, importance here. 1784 Asiatic Society, and then 1814 establishment of Imperial Museums, that is which is now known as Indian Museum. Then 1851 establishment of government museums, Victoria Albert Museums, and then the Archaeological Surveys of India. It is very important. 1861, because you know that most of the sites, museums, and forts, buildings are generally controlled by Archaeological Survey of India. So it is very important year, 1861. Then 1866, the Imperial Museum was renamed as Indian Museum. And 1878 Treasure Trove Act, which is also very important to protect the our heritage stages. And then 1904, first site museums of archaeological site museum was established in Sarnath. And then 1949, the National Museum was established. So it is the first, it is the milestone of the after independence in the history of the museum in India. Then we have I have given you the just short brief history and development of the museums. Now I am coming to the what is a museum. It is very important. And according to dictionary, just a museum, you know that the Collins Dictionary, a museum is a building where a large number of interesting and valuable objects, such as works of art or historical items, are kept, studied, and displayed to the public. And according to Oxford Living Dictionary, a building in which objects of historical, scientific, artistic, or cultural interest are stored and exhibited. Just see the difference between two definitions of two dictionary. One is saying that this is the object as work of art and historical items. So their objects are mainly historical and art objects. But on the other hand, according to Oxford Living Dictionary, objects of historical, scientific, artistic, or cultural interest. So they have included a lot of fields, lot of objects from different fields. So they have used they have defined museum in a broadest sense. So this is very important here. Now, just I'm giving you that ICOM. Yes, it is very important because you know that ICOM is the highest bodies of museums internationally. So you should know something about ICOM also, Indian International Council of Museums. So this International Council of Museums is a non-governmental organization, and which is the actually maintaining the formal relation with UNESCO. So there are there are above 37,000 members, and 141 countries are also uh, the members of this international body. The and 115th National Committee and 30th International Committee dedicated to various museum specialists are also there. And so this is ICOM. So why I am saying ICOM actually this, because that we should now, yes, it is very important because you know that the definition of museums have been given by ICOMs time to time. Okay, so in 1946, after the establishment of the ICOM defined museum includes in 1947, ICOM defined it as the museums includes all collections open to the public of artistic, technical, scientific, historical, or archaeological materials, including zoos, botanical gardens, but excluding library, except in so far as they maintain permanent exhibition room. So the most important point in 1946 definition is that obviously there must be collections, and that collection should be open to the public. So it is very important. If you have a lot of number of collections in your house, and if you do not allow visitors to see the object, then it will not be called as museum. Okay, so very important in every definition, this sentence has been used, that open to the public. So remember it. And then it has also given the others institutions like zoos, botanical gardens, archaeological materials, historical and cultural materials. So, but libraries. Why libraries? Because the library is if we yes, of course we can call a library a museum if it has a permanent exhibition room. So every museum must have a permanent exhibition room. Okay. So then in 1951, the word after 1946, in 1951, the word museums here denotes any permanent establishment. So obviously, museum will be permanent establishment, administered in the general interest for the purpose of preserving. Now see, in 1951, it has mentioned the functions of museum also. Preserving, studying, enhancing by various means, and in particular of exhibiting to the public for its delectation and instruction groups of objects and specimens of culture value, artistic, historical, scientific, and technological collections, botanical and zoological gardens, and aquariums, public libraries and public archival institution maintaining permanent institution room shall be considered to be museum. So, in 1951 definitions, we are getting the functions of museum also. So, museum should collect, museum should preserve, study the objects, and obviously museum should exhibit its object to the public. Okay, so these 4 5 functions of museums we are getting in 1951 definition. Then come to the 1961 definition. 1961, it is very important year because you just see that definitions of museums are same, but in article 3 of the definitions, ICOM has included some institutions like within the definition fall exhibition galleries permanently maintained by public libraries and collections of archives that like the Nehru Memorial Museums and like historical monuments and part of historical historical monuments or part of historical monuments or their dependencies such as cathedral treasuries, historical, archaeological, natural sites, which are officially open to the public. So, you know that the historical monuments is a type of structure. So that was exemplicity created to commemorate a person or event. You know that, and which has become relevant to a social group as a part of their remembrance of historic times or cultural heritage due to its artistic, historical, political, technical, or architectural importance. So, just see in 1961, ICOM included historical monuments as a museum, right? Then, botanical and zoological gardens. Just see the line botanical, zoological gardens, aquaria, vivaria, and other institutions which display living specimen also. So these are also museum. So just see the definition of museum. Museum is not just a four-wall buildings which only keep the historical or art objects, which we have already seen in Collins in the definition of Collins Dictionary. In Collins Dictionary, it has been mentioned that a museum which display historical and art objects, but not like that. Botanical garden also called originally a collection of living plants designed chiefly to illustrate relationship with the plant groups. In modern times, most botanical gardens are concerned primarily with exhibiting ornamental plants in so far as possible in a scheme that emphasizes natural relationship. Thus, the two functions are blended here: eye appeal and taxonomic order. So, plants that were once a medicinal value and extremely important is early botanical gardens are now chiefly of historical interest and are particularly represented in contemporary collection. So, you know that the in Sipur Botanical Garden, it is also museums, and not only that, in within the Sipur Botanical Gardens, there is also a central vivarium, which is also a museum. So, botanical garden itself a museum, and within it, within botanical garden, there is a central vivarium that is also museum. Then we have zoo. Zoo is also called animal park. Zoo are places where wild animals are kept for public display. Zoos are often the sites of sophisticated breeding centers where endangered species may be protected and studied. So, just if you you can say that why we are calling botanical gardens, zoos, aquaria, museum, because if you study the definition, if you study the function, you will find that botanical garden, zoos, these institutions are collecting objects, displaying objects. It is open to the public. They are doing research on it. They are studying the objects. So all types of criteria of the museums are being fulfilled by this uh, institution. So that's why we are calling this museum. On the other hand, aquaria also, an aquarium, you know, that is a vivarium of any size having at least one transparent side in which aquatic plants and animals are kept and displayed. Vivarium is an also area usually enclosed for keeping and raising animals or plant under semi-natural condition for observation or research. Observation or research. So this is also important. And then obviously natural reserves. Natural forest, protected forest, reserve forest, all these are museums. Okay, so just see the definition. And then 1974, the ICOM has defined museums is a non-profit making permanent institution in the service of the society. So permanent, obviously, permanent institution has already been given in its definition. So in the service of the society, just see the role of museum is defined by the definition in the definition also. The role of museums is also being mentioned in the definition. So thus see that the permanent institution in the service of the society and its developments and open to the public, which acquires, conserve, research, communicates. Just see the roles acquires. So museum should collect the object, museum should conserve the object, museum should research on its objects, communicates and exhibit for the purpose of study. For which purpose? Study, education and enjoyment. So museums should exhibit the object for study, to educate the people, for enjoyment of the for enjoyment. So material evidence of man and its environment. So in 1974, this definition has been given by ICOM. Then come to the definition of 1989 and 1995. I am not going in details in 1989-94. I am going straight to the 2001 and 2007 definition. So in 2007 definition, 2001 definition, cultural centers and other entails and facilities, the preservation, continuation and management of tangible and intangible heritage resource. Actually, conservation center is also considered as museum. And the latest definition 2007, which is very important because this is the latest definition of museum. So in 2007, it has been mentioned that a museum is a non-profit making permanent institution in the service of the society and its development and open to the public, which acquires, all these are same to 1974 definition. Just see, acquires, conserves, researches, communicates, and exhibits the tangible and intangible heritage. Just see, these two important words have been added in these definitions. Tangible and intangible heritage of humanity and its environment for the purpose of education, study, and enjoyment. So everything was same as 1974, but tangible and intangible were added in 2007 definitions, because UNESCO safeguarding of intangible heritage, because before 2003, in 2003 there was a convention on safeguarding of intangible heritage, because before that we do not consider intangible heritage to be displayed in museums. So but after 2003 convention for safeguarding intangible heritage, ICOM also considered intangible heritage is very important objects in museums. So it is also, because we always think of that the museum is for tangible heritage, historical objects, sculpture, coins, that's it. But not only that, folk song, folk dance, folk cultures should also be displayed in museum. Okay, so these are the ICOM definition, and 2007 ICOM has given this definition. Now just American Association of Museums also has also given definition. A non-profit permanent established institution not existing primarily for the purpose of conducting temporary exhibition. It is also saying that museums should be permanent institution, exempt from federal and state income taxes, open to the public and administered in the public interest for the purpose of conserving and preserving, studying, interpreting, assembling, and exhibiting to the public for its instruction and enjoyments, objects and specimens of educational, cultural value, including artistic, scientific, historical, and technological materials. Museum thus defined shall include botanical gardens. It just see, the American Association of Museum also defined that botanical gardens, zoological garden, aquaria, planetoria, historical socialis, and historical house, all things, historical sites are also, all these are museums according to the American Association of Museum. Okay, so now just now come to the new definition of ICOM. This is proposal. Although it has not been decided yet, or it has not been finalized. In 2019, in Kyoto conference, the ICOM has proposed a definition, new definition of museum. Museum are democratizing, inclusive, and polyphonic spaces for critical dialogue about the past and the future, acknowledging and addressing the conflicts and challenges of the present. They hold artifacts and specimens in task for society, safeguard diverse memories of future generations. Just think, they are not saying that the intangible heritage, they are giving the broadest sense of intangible heritage. So memory should also be protected, and for future generation, and guarantee equal rights and equal access of heritage for all people. Just see what type of definition has been given by ICOM. That ICOM is not only to collect the object, to preserve the object, to display the objects. The social inclusion is very important part in this definition. So just, it is very important part of the museum is the tools in the hands of the people for their own development, for their identity. So keeping this need in the mind, the ICOM also has given this definition. Museum are not for profit. They are participatory and transparent and work in active partnership with and for diverse communities to collect, preserve, research, interpret, exhibit, and enhance understanding to the world, aiming to contribute to human dignity, just human dignity, social justice, global equality. These all are the burning topics nowadays. You know that the global equality, gender equality, social justice, human dignity, so and the planetary well-being. Just see the definition. What is this is very important definition, although it has not been finalized, but I'm just showing you the latest trend. And so these are all the role. I'm just telling you that the museum can be the data bank of the community, document the objects of cultural and natural objects. Museum educates museums as an innovation hub, and museum as a conservation cultural center. All this you have already got in the definition. Fun and entertainment as a center for fun and entertainment, research and education center, bridging generational gap, museum and sustainable development. So these are all the role which are already embedded in the definition. Okay. So this is all about. I'm just giving you the glimpse of this definition. So now we can interact, so that I think that is the better for us also. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this amazing introduction. Before going to the introduction period, I have a little question.
Yes, of
Should I
course.
go ahead?
Yes. Of course.
Sir, why should I always consider museum as a non-profitable organization? Why can't museum make profit by displaying some objects or making something?
Because you know that actually museum. Why we should build museums? Museum is not just to what I say, that exhibit the objects to the public for entertaining. So then, what will be the difference between the cinema hall and museum? Cinema hall is giving showing the pictures for entertainment, and they are taking monies. So if museum do same kind of jobs, then museums will be considered as also the profitable institution. So that's why museums is not considered as profitable. Yes, of course, to sustain sustain its own existence. So museums should uh, take some fees and other things, obviously, but that is not that will be the profitable institution. Okay. So to run their daily activities, they will earn. Obviously, they will earn to run their daily activities. Not that they will take money for to make the bank balance and other things, to increase the bank balance. That is not the purpose of the museum. Okay.
Okay, sir. So let's move to our introduction period, and I request all of our viewers to please type your comment on the questions. Sorry, please type your questions on the comment. We will, sir, will try to answer them all one by one after this period. So here's the first question, sir. It was sent by one of our group members. Is it not possible to bring back all the archaeological things taken by the British from the India, which are now preserved in the British Museum?
Why not? Actually, you know that the I'm just giving an example. Manchester Museum returns stolen sacred artifacts to indigenous Australians. So most probably 32,000 objects has been identified for 32,000 objects. Okay, and on the 25th anniversary of the Captain James Cook's first voyager to Australia. To mark this anniversary, they are returning the objects, and they have already identified 32,000 objects, and so they are giving back to them, because these are indigenous objects, and India are also getting, because you know that this Dutch museum also ready to return some objects, and you know that in that list the Kohinoor diamond Kohinoor also is there in the list. So I think that this is the bilateral treaty between two countries. So I think that gradually, because repatriation of art and cultural objects is a popular topic nowadays. And we are getting gradually we have already got I think that most some objects already we have got, like so I think that gradually this type of activities will help us to get back our treasures, our rich treasures.
Okay. Now I request my dear friend Aditya to conduct the session from here.
Thank you, Anirbanda. Sir, there is second question. Which artifact preserved in the museum can be identified as relics of religious or cultural history?
Every object. Which object? Every object. Because every object is attached to the, and every object says our identity. Not a single object. In every object in museums, it has its own story, and that story is related to a community, to a society. So, so every object is related, is telling some the story of our culture, story of our identity. So this is our identity. No, not a single or one or two objects. Every object in museums are the artifacts which shows our identity. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Yeah. That's a really nice answer. So let's move to a third question. What examples of food history could be preserved in a museum?
Very good questions, because we are, you know that I have already told in the definition that in 2007 definition that museum should preserve tangible and intangible heritage. So tangible heritage, you all know that coin should be kept in museum, you all know, the sculpture should be kept in museums, you all know. But what type of intangible heritage? Because you know that obviously food is tangible heritage, but the skill behind or making this food or cooking this food, this skill is intangible thing. Okay, so that should also be. I think that in Karnataka, in the most probably in Manipal University campus in Karnataka, there is a culinary museum, and most probably it is first in museums. And in abroad also, there are some, like in Italy. I think that in Italy there is a cheese museums where you will get the cheese also. Okay, so these kind of museums are gradually coming up, and I think that this type of museums will be popular than historical and archaeological museums. I think that especially if it is in Kolkata, because you know that the Bengalis are very fond of food. So I think that coming up, not that coming up, and you know that sometimes some museums, they offered delicious foods or indigenous food, not for permanent, not in permanent display or not in permanent exhibition, but sometimes if in some programs they generally offer indigenous food, their local food. They also promote food culture, right? So this is very important topics also, subject of museum also.
Yes, sir. It is a really important thing about the intangible culture. Like in Salt Lake, there is a museum which was known as Theatre Museum, which is
Hmm.
which is preserving the theater culture of India.
Right,
So
right.
these types of things are really
Lot of, if
interesting.
you find the
So
types of museums now, I think that you can't count. Lot of museums, different kinds of museums.
okay, Aditya, should we go for the next question?
Sure. Sir, the fourth question that we get, how can the very old artifacts be preserved in a museum so that it do not deteriorate anymore?
Very good, very important questions, because I have already told you that if you go through the museum definitions, it clearly mentioned that museums should acquire then conserve. Just second point, if you see in 2007 definition, that acquires and conserve. So acquire means collect. So without collection there will be no museum. So first collection. Not only that, they will collect. Immediately after collection, that object should be conserved. It is very important. Should be conserved. Even in the field, when we collect the objects, conservation, we generally carry the first aid box for conservation of objects. Okay. So in museum also, when an object comes to museums, we generally first give them treatment. So we just check the object, the condition of the objects, physical condition of the objects, and then we keep the objects in its in a ideal environment. If we talk about the conservation, there are two types of conservation: preventive conservation and curatorial conservation. First hand we should keep. If there is a problem, then we do curative conservation. But if there is no problem, to protect the old artifacts, especially in case of old artifacts, like if we have manuscript, old manuscript, so immediately after collection, we should keep that manuscript. If it is paper manuscript, maybe it may be palm leaf manuscript. So we should keep the manuscript in it's in a perfect environment, so that object should not get the because you know that the paper is hygroscopic materials, it can absorb humidity. So we should control the temperature, we should control the humidity, we should keep vigilance, so that an insect can attack the object. So that type of curative treatment, curative uh, methods should be implemented in museums. It is very important thing. So curative conservation should be done just immediate after collection, and museums should always keep their environment, especially temperature and humidity, under control. Okay, ideal humidity, ideal temperature should be maintained.
Okay, sir.
Okay, let's move to our next question. It was sent by my junior. Site museums are really important to grow historical awareness among the common people. That's why these are made beside the actual archaeological sites like Nagarjuna Konda or Bikramshila. But how far in India site museums are safe place to restore any artifact, as we have recent evidence to rare Pala era Buddhist image had been stolen from the custody itself?
So this is not the problem of only site museum. We have already the Nobel have already been stolen from the Vishwabharati. You know, this is not the site museums. Huh? So the security problem is not only in case of site museums only. It is all the problem of the museums which build in main city, which in rural areas, which in very isolated and areas. So the security is a is an important aspects of museum. So museum, the role of museum is to secure the object first, secure the objects. So it should keep the proper security guard, and the museum should building should be built in such a way that the object should be protected there. Hmm. So security is very important. It is not the case of only site museum. It is the case of in every museum. Okay. So maybe you can tell that the generally site museums are located in the far away from locality. So that's why it may be problem. But it is the problem of every.
Okay, sir. The next question is also another question from me. Many Indian artifacts have been situated in many American and European museum. It will very difficult for a researcher to see each and every artifact if he had not get any proper financial support. So how far this is an important problem for the researcher, especially for those who belong from third world South Asian countries, uh, especially like India or uh, and the other neighbor countries and this region.
I think there's a network issue
Yes.
in Sir. Yeah. So we are sorry for the convenience, our viewers. I hope we will be restored soon. Actually, sir is live from us from Jammu, and there's a network issue as always. As you all know, there's no 4G, so I have to use 2G only, and the electricity issue is a major problem. So I hope sir will join us soon. Please wait for a few minutes. Thank you for bearing with us.
Sorry,
Welcome back, sir. Welcome back.
sorry, I have told you last day that only problem is there. Load setting, so our card is okay. I have.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. No problem.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
question.
Don't worry, sir. Don't worry.
Sir, may I repeat the question
So,
again?
Yes.
yeah, I think that's better.
Okay, sir. My
Tell me.
question is, yes, sir. Many Indian artifacts have been situated in the many American and European museum, so it will very difficult for a researcher to see each and every artifact for his research if he had not get any got any proper financial support.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how
Yes.
far this is an important problem for the researcher who are belong from the third world countries, South Asian countries,
But
where
I
many
think
artifacts are not in their
yes.
countries.
Yes. But you think that in this age of technology, in this the digital age, it is not impossible to have this kind of information from there. Especially if you know that this pandemic situation, in this pandemic situation, most of the big museums like British Museum, you can have the virtual exhibition there. Even our national museums, they are also exhibiting their objects virtually. And in Border museums, most of the museums are there showing their exhibition virtually. Okay, so virtual exhibition is now become an important part of museum. So through virtual museums, you can have that type of, you can have a look of that objects also. And not only that, if you see, if you just check their catalog, and if you think that this object is very important for your research, so you can also have the information from their documentation sheets or from their records book. If you just write them that I need the information related to that objects for my research purpose, they will provide you. Okay. So I think that this is not tough job nowadays. Hmm. Okay. So you can have the information, and especially if you go to the sites, you can have the virtual exhibition also. Just go to their own site, British Museum site, as Ashmolean museums, and others, Louvre museums. You can even you can have the pictures of Mona Lisa also, right?
Yes, sir. And even some museum provide their own mobile apps, so where we can see the virtual tour and other objects.
Yes, yes. And I think that is, there is a Google Culture like app also, where you can
Yes,
get
sir. Yes,
the
sir.
sites also. And you know that the in our we have also that in India also we have. If you go to the museums of India sites, there are also most probably 37, 40 museums, and you can have a look of that objects also, their objects also. And not only that, so we have virtual museums site also in India. I can't remember that name of that site. Most probably VIIM is like that. So you can have the folk song, folk dance, the folk.
Okay.
You just go to that site. Huh. So you can the folk songs of different provinces of India, and drama, dance, lot of intangibles things are exhibited there also. Hmm. So this is very nice things.
Yes, sir. Actually, mobile application are really helpful to save our intangible cultures.
Obviously, because you know that the record, and but one thing you should remember, that safeguarding intangible heritage is not like that you should just record audio and video record and keep it in your museum. Not that. Obviously you should do for exhibition purpose, but we should protect the artist also. We should transfer the that type of knowledge to the future generation also. Uh, Not only that, we should keep
Yeah.
records and audio also. Not like that. So it is very important. We should transfer the knowledge to the next generation. It is very important also. So we should capacity building training program, and should be conducted by museum, so that next generation also get interest from that topics, and they can get such type of skill also, right?
Okay. So our next question is very much related with your presentation. Uh, as we all know, the definition of museums changes over time by ICOM and other international bodies related to museums. So why don't we have, or why can't we have a proper and the fixed definition of museum, which included everything, like every umbrella, like under the umbrella things?
Actually, you know that the only constant is change, right? So museum is also also changing their definition time to time. And I have already shown you that 2019 definition, although it is not finalized, it has not been finalized, but they have covered. If you go through the definition of 2019, they have covered the global equality, prosperity, peace, which are the burning issue nowadays. They have called over. That just see that museum should collect, museum should preserve, museum should display. These are everything everyone knows. I think that a little boy also know that the museum, the function of the museum is like that. They should preserve, they should collect, they should preserve, they should conserve, they should display everything. But the museum has also play an important role for global peace, for equality, for social development, sustainable developments. Nowadays, you know that in the theory of new museology, the new museology conception is that it is the museum. We can say that the museum of the people, by the people, for the people. So people will build the museums for their own development, right? So
Wow.
this
Wow.
type, yes, this type of conception is there. That the museum, you know that in West Bengal, Birbhum, there is a museum, that the Museum of Santal Culture. If you go to visit to Santiniketan, then you can visit there. It is just near to Santiniketan. So Museum of Santali Culture, you can also search in website also. And they have this is also the community museums. They have displayed the Santali culture there, and in the evening they perform the dance, Santali songs, dance. Even they do drama, the drama of Rabindranath Tagore also in Santali version. So they do perform. So they just see they have safeguarded their identity through museum.
Yes.
And this museum was totally built up by that people, not from outsider. And they have donated the objects, they have built the buildings, they have made the everything. So that is called, that the museum has been built by the people of its own for safeguarding or preserving its own culture. Okay, so this is the very important aspect.
Okay. I think that's the most valuable answer uh, and this overall time.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Aditya, please carry on.
Yes, sir. Sir, but this question is the museums are only known for preserving ancient artifacts and the ancient heritage, but during recent times, many modern aspects and scientific researches came under the umbrella body of the museums. So, how does this change the image to study of museums and museology?
Of course, you know that the museology is interdisciplinary subjects.
Yes,
When
sir.
we are taking students for doing research, not only from history or others archaeology. We have students from chemistry, we have students from physics, and I think that of late from Jadavpur University, from BE electronics or electrical maybe, and she has done PhD in museology on museum lighting. Just see, she know the lighting better than us, so that it is interdisciplinary. The students from chemistry, they know the chemical reactions and other things very better. So they if they do research in museology, so they can do better. So museology is a subject, it is not confined to history and archaeology. First, just take it out from your brain that it is not only confined to history and archaeology. The broad aspects of this subject is that everyone can do research in these subjects. So physics, chemistry, because to protect object we need chemistry, to display objects we need electrical or other thing, and the light effects of light on objects we need the atomic structure of the objects and other thing. So it is not only history and other things. You show that if you think of science museum, natural history museums. Different kinds of specimens are there. Minerals, stone, fossils. So geology has an important part there also. Uh, so lot of subjects are there. And students from different disciplines are coming to do research on museology also.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And our next question is, I think that question already answered by sirs, this answer. So let's move to our next question. And I think that's the most asked question of this interactive session. How to be a museologist in this country? What are the courses should we enroll? And what are the job opportunities?
Yes. I think that you are from you have already informed me that the students most of the students in this platform are from history, because you know that the history as museology are very correlated. And if you just check the advertisement of the museum, like the post of director of Indian Museums, post of director of Rabindra Bharati Museums, curator of Calcutta University Museum, you will find that the PG degree in history or archaeology and diploma in museology or masters in museology. So if you do, especially the students of history, if you do after completion of your masters, if you do at least diploma in museology, you will get better chance. Of course, you will get better chance. And another sides, you will get opportunity from another sides also. And you know that the diploma degree, the Calcutta University, Rabindra Bharati University offer degree, postgraduate degree in museology. Aligarh Muslim University, Vishwabharati, no, non Vishwabharati, no, Banaras Hindu University. So MS Baroda University. MSc Baroda University, which is the first university which offer museology. So this there are a lot of universities which offer museology and diploma. I am just happy to announce here that Jammu University is going to offer PG diploma in museology from most probably from October. So if you are interested, or if you then you just check the website of University of Jammu. So from next October, we are introducing the PG diploma in museology and conservation, and so both are there. So one aspect you should know the museology, and another aspect you should know the conservation also. And we have already started small course like certificate course with Kolkata Center for Creativity in collaboration with Kolkata Center for Creativity. 3 months course. It has just completed in 31st July. And the next lot, I think that from October, there will be the 3 months short certificate course on museum studies. So this type of courses are there. And in abroad, there are a lot of universities. So you can, and ICCROM also, you know that the highest international conservation body, they also offer the conservation training course. And NRLC, National Research Laboratory for Conservation of Cultural Properties, it also offers the conservation course. So you can do, I think that it will be better for you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Please also enlighten us about the job opportunities and the job sections.
Mostly, actually, you know that in government museums, there are at least mostly museums are controlled by government in India, especially. So these museums require a lot of employees, especially skilled employees, because nowadays you know that the skilled is very much important for requirement. So museum also, and you know that there are many private galleries, art galleries, billiard galleries and others art galleries, and they sometimes recruit the students, and from the students who are having museology degree with the main PG course in history, archaeology or other thing. So they sometimes recruit the curatorial job in their gallery, the art gallery. Hmm. So and others type of like cultural center, and you know that recently that central government is going to set up Indian Institute of Heritage Studies, IIHS, which is equivalent to IIHS, 5 like 2019, 2020 in budget, the central finance minister announced that the knowledge of museology and archaeology is essential to preserve our culture, and that's why they are going to set up IIHS. So if you, I think that it will take 3 or 4 years to come into function. So I think that before that you can equip yourself doing such degree, because you know that the Indian Institute of Heritage Studies, it is it is a very important institution, and 4 or 5 institutions will be set up. So you can got the faculty jobs there also if you complete NEETs and so you can get job also there.
Okay. I think that's a very interesting answer, and I hope that's fulfill all of our viewers' curiosity who just asking these questions. So let's move to our next question, Aditya.
Okay, sir. So we have just 2 questions, and from our collection that we got from the a few of our members of our team. And next we will go to the questions that we get in the comment box. There is the question is, many shops included the term museum in their names and hoardings to brag about their collections. How much this will be misleading for a tourist, and what steps should we take to stop this confusion?
Oh, that is not problem at all. The Punjabi museum, sari museums. Okay, so these kinds of, I think that is. So this what is the name? But actually, just see, you can copy the name, but you know sometimes that you will find car in road, that is there will be the Audi's logo, BMW logo. That's what that is mean. So people will think that this is the BMW car or Audi. Not that.
Yes.
So I think that people are not stupid like that. They will think this is the museum. So let's go and take their children to visit that museum. Not that. This is just okay. Let them do it for their business purpose. This is just business stand, nothing. But I think that we do not give. We should ignore it. We should not.
Okay, so here's the last question from our group members. This question is in Bengali, সেটা বাংলা এসেছে। স্যার মিউজিয়ামের বাংলা হচ্ছে জাদুঘর, এটাকে কি আমরা লস্ট ইন ট্রান্সলেশন কেস বলতে পারি? মানে মিউজিয়ামটাকে আমরা যেটা বাংলা জাদুঘর বলছি, এটা কি সম্পূর্ণভাবে মিউজিয়াম অর্থটাকে মানে বাংলায় বোঝাতে
না না, জাদুঘর কথাটা কি করে এসছে? জাদুঘর কথাটা কি কেন এলো? জাদুঘর কেন এলো? অ্যাকচুয়ালি cabinet of curiosities. You know that 16th century in Europe, the museums was considered as the cabinet of curiosities, because in the room there are a lot of objects. So curiosities, cabinet of wonder. So from wonder, that is Jadughar, and the British, they have made the translated from Jadughar. So and that is the way it has been translated, that cabinet of wonder. So that is the cabinet, means house or room of wonder, Jadu. So that is Jadughar. Okay, like that. So now I think that of course we are changing name. আমরা চেঞ্জ করছি, যেমন ধরো জেলকে এখন আমরা কি বলি, সংশোধনাগার, কারেকশন হোম। তো কারেকশনাল হোম, সেরকম আমরা অনেক কিছুকেই আমরা চেঞ্জ করছি। তো জাদুঘর চেঞ্জ হতেই পারে, আরো ভালো কিছু, যেটার মাধ্যমে মানে একদম বোঝা যাবে আর কি, মানে ফাংশন গুলোকে আরো কি বলবো, যে ভীষণ মানে বিস্তারিত ভাবে বোঝা যাবে, সেরকম কোন বাংলা আমরা ব্যবহার করতেই পারি। কিন্তু ওইটা ওইভাবে থেকে এসেছে আর কি জাদুঘরটা, এবং সেটাই চলছে। এখন তো ইউজ করা হয় না, এখন অ্যাকচুয়ালি সংগ্রহালয় বা সংগ্রহশালা কথাটাও ঠিক নয়। মানে ধরো সংগ্রহালয়, আমরা জাদুঘর তো অনেক আগেই ব্যবহার হতো, মানে বহুকাল আগে। তারপরে এলো সংগ্রহালয় ও সংগ্রহশালা। তো সংগ্রহালয় ও সংগ্রহশালাও কিন্তু করতে গেল যে কালেকশন, তো মিউজিয়াম কি শুধু কালেক্ট করে অবজেক্ট? তা তো নয়। তাহলে ওই ভাবনাটাও মানে ঠিক নয়। তার জন্য এবার একটা ওয়ার্ডের মধ্যে সবকিছু বোঝানো, এটা যেমন মিউজিয়াম, ঠিক আছে, মিউজিয়াম কি? মিউজিয়াম, গ্রিক গড অফ নলেজ। অর্থাৎ মিউজিয়াম ইজ অ্যান ইনস্টিটিউশন that provides knowledge. It is very very important aspect. একটা ওয়ার্ডে কিন্তু অনেক কিছু বোঝানো হয়ে গেছে। তা বাংলাতেও যদি এরকম কিছু একটা ওয়ার্ড ভাবা যায়, খারাপ নয়, যেটার মাধ্যমে বোঝা যাবে যে হ্যাঁ মিউজিয়াম এবং তার সমস্ত ফাংশন গুলোই ওর মধ্যে থাকবে আর কি। এটা মানে আমাদের থেকে যারা ভাষা নিয়ে চর্চা করে তাদের ভাবা, মানে তারা যদি ভাবতে পারে ভালোই, খারাপ না।
Okay, so let's move the questions from our comment. Okay, so here's the first question by Rakesh De. I hope that the question is visible to you.
How collecting ancient artifacts and preserving them in museum can be used as a tool for both nationalism and imperialism? Of course, because there are some objects which indicates that which indicates our national integration also. Because in ISI, that in ISI there was a museum, Basanta Chandra Mohalnobish museums, and they once arranged a conference, that is the museums and national integration. So lot of things are there. If you visit Gandhi museums in Barakpur, you will find the objects there, photographs there. So that photographs, that objects indicates the national indication. One instant I am just highlighting here, that recently I got a manuscript. Actually this is personal manuscript. One has taken this manuscript to us, our department, for conservation purpose, because it is personal collection, so they do not know how to preserve it. So they come to me and ask me, sir, just conserve it. So I have seen that is the manuscript, and the language I can't understand. First I think that this is the Urdu, but later I have taken photograph and sent to the Delhi for confirming that which language it is. So that was personal language. And then I asked them that what is the content of this manuscript. They are telling that it is the Persian Ramayana. Just see. Because we sometimes think that the Persian, Urdu, this is the language of the, not that. So the Persian Ramayana. So this indicates that the integration, and that Ramayana most probably some Muslim has made that Ramayana. So just this, if we show this manuscript to the museum, that obviously built integration, and that will give the message of our the diverse unity in diversity. That type of message will be given through this object. So every objects, not only every object, some objects are there in museums which promote the national integration, nationalism. So this is where this is also very important aspects of museums. Because one of the most important role of museum is to educate people. And you know that now we are using the edutainment. Museums, edutainment, education plus entertainment. So that is edutainment. We are using now this term, edutainment. So education through entertainment.
Okay. That's a really nice answer. So here's the next question.
Okay, sir.
How was
Second
the
question is- sure.
notion of museum or jadughar prevalent in India before advent of the British? And yes, of course, very good questions. Yes, you know that before advent of the British, there was a Chitrashala. Chitrashala. So this Chitrashala, they generally keep the pictures of the people, and if I study, if I what I say, that Bhimbetka, the cave painting, you know that this is also the museum, one kinds of museum that time, because the cave, in cave painting, it is very, very ancient pictures, and that was drawn by the ancient people, primitive people, to show the others fellow. So this type of okay, not I am talking that kind of museums, but I am telling you that in our temples, you know, the temples, girja, these are also was the storehouse of treasures. Lot of ornaments, deities, sculptures were there. So if you visit the temples of South India, you will find that in their storehouse there are a lot of objects also. So before that, before the advent of the British, this institution, the mainly temple, church, mosque, or chitrasala or private collections, they also kept the valuable objects in their own custody.
Okay, so I hope that's the last question for today. One of my friends shared me this question and I will read it out for you. স্যার অ্যাকচুয়ালি ওকে স্যার এটা বাংলাতেই বলছি, উনি আমাকে বাংলাতেই পাঠিয়েছিলেন, উনি শুনছেন এই মুহূর্তে আমাদের সাথে। স্যার আমরা এটা জানি যে দীর্ঘদিন যখন যুদ্ধ হয়, যুদ্ধের ক্ষেত্রগুলোতে মিউজিয়ামকে অনেক সময় ক্যান্টনমেন্ট হিসেবে ব্যবহার করা হয়, কারণ আমরা এটা জানি যে জেনারেলি বিদেশি শত্রুরা এটা বুঝতে হতে একটু দেরি হয় যে মিউজিয়ামে সৈন্যরা থাকবে না। তো মানে কলকাতা জাদুঘরের ক্ষেত্রে এটা হয়েছিল বলে আমি শুনেছি যে আমরা সেখান থেকে আর্টিফ্যাক্ট গুলোকে নিয়ে গিয়ে মুর্শিদাবাদে জাস্ট পুঁতে ফেলা হয়েছিল এবং অনেক আর্টিফ্যাক্ট এই করতে গিয়ে নষ্ট হয়ে গেছে। এবং আমরা এই মুহূর্তে আফগানিস্তানের পরিস্থিতিও দেখছি, সেখানে তালিবানি আক্রমণের কারণে অনেক আর্টিফ্যাক্ট নষ্ট হচ্ছে। তো স্যার এইটাকে আমরা কিভাবে মিউজিয়ামের দ্বারা প্রোটেক্ট করতে পারি, এবং মানে মিউজিয়ামকে আর্মি ক্যান্টনমেন্ট হিসেবে ব্যবহার করা উচিত নয়, এটা আমরা মানে কিভাবে, মানে এই নিয়ে কিছু বলেন?
না, এটা এখন দেখো, এটা হচ্ছে কি, এটা খুব কন্ট্রোভার্সিয়াল ব্যাপার আর কি। ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে যে আমরা তো মানে এই ধরনের পলিসিটা তো আমরা সাধারণ মানুষরা কিছু করতে পারবো না। এটা গভর্নমেন্টাল ডিসিশন যে মিউজিয়ামের মধ্যে ক্যান্টনমেন্ট হবে কি হবে না, কি ক্যান্টনমেন্ট কি মিউজিয়াম বানাবো কি বানাবো না, এটা হচ্ছে গভর্নমেন্টাল ডিসিশন। তো গভর্নমেন্টে যারা মানে পলিসি মেকার বা যারা ওনাদের অ্যাডভাইস দেন, সমস্যা হচ্ছে যে আমরা কালচারকে সবসময় নেগলেক্ট করি, সবকিছুকে, মানে এডুকেশন, কালচার, এগুলো নেগলেক্টেড। মানে আমরা যেমন বলি এখন এই যে প্যান্ডামিক সিচুয়েশনে সবকিছু খোলা, সিনেমা হল, মল, ইভেন বার খোলা, কিন্তু এডুকেশন ইনস্টিটিউশন নয়, বিকজ ইট ইজ নন এসেন্সিয়াল সার্ভিস।
এবং দীর্ঘদিন মিউজিয়ামও বন্ধ,
মিউজিয়ামও বন্ধ। তাহলে কালচারাল ইনস্টিটিউশন, এডুকেশনাল ইনস্টিটিউশন দি আর নেগলেক্টেড দিস টাইম। হ্যাঁ, তাহলে মানে সেইটাই যদি ভাবা যায় যে আমরা হচ্ছে নন এসেন্সিয়াল সার্ভিস, মানে এসেন্সিয়াল সার্ভিস নয় আর কি এটা। হ্যাঁ, মানে আমাদেরকে সবসময় কনসিডার, আমরা যাকে বলি যে মানে কেউ বলে যে কি করছে না, তো আমরা তো নন এসেন্সিয়াল সার্ভিসে কাজ করি, আমরা টিচাররা। তো যার জন্য আমাদের এসেন্সিয়াল কিছুই নয়, আমরা এসেন্সিয়াল নয়, যার জন্য আমাদের মানে কিছুই করতে হচ্ছে না, এরকম আর কি ব্যাপারটা। তা এইটা জাস্ট আমি মজার ছলেই তোমাদের বললাম, কিন্তু ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে এইটা। আর একটা জিনিস হচ্ছে যেটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট পয়েন্ট হাইলাইট করলো, মানে করেছো, সেটা হচ্ছে যে এই যুদ্ধের সময় দেখো, আমরা তো মিউজিয়ামের অবজেক্ট ধ্বংস নিয়ে অনেক কিছু বলি, মানে মেনলি হচ্ছে ডিজাস্টার, যখন তোমার ফ্লাড হয়, যখন তোমার ফায়ার, মানে ন্যাচারাল হিস্ট্রি মিউজিয়াম দিল্লি পুরোটাই নষ্ট হয়ে গেল, 2 লাখ অবজেক্ট, একটা আগুন লাগলো, পুরো 2 লাখ অবজেক্টস ন্যাচারাল হিস্ট্রি মিউজিয়াম ইন দিল্লি পুরোটা, মানে রেয়ার কালেকশন নষ্ট হয়ে গেল। তাহলে ফায়ার, ফ্লাড, আর্থকোয়েক, এগুলো তো আছেই, এগুলো তো ন্যাচারাল ক্যালামিটিস, এগুলো আমরা অনেক সময় কিছু করতে পারি না, যদিও হলো একটা মানে ম্যানমেড কজ ফায়ারটা, তেমন এটাও ম্যানমেড কজ। তুমি আফগানিস্তান তো পরে, তার আগে দেখো সিরিয়া, আফগানিস্তানও হয়েছে এর আগেও, বামিয়ান বুদ্ধ হয়েছে এর আগে। তোমার ধরো সিরিয়াতে কি হয়েছে, সিরিয়া পুরো মানে মানে একটা মানে কি বলবো যে কত মানে একটা ওল্ড সিভিলাইজেশন, তার ইমপ্রেশন গুলো ছিল ওখানে, সেগুলো নষ্ট হয়ে গেছে। তা এইটা এখন মানে মানে আমরা দেখো অন্য কিছু ব্যাপারে আমরা সাধারণ মানুষকে অ্যাওয়ার করতে পারি, যে কারো কাছে যদি কোনো একটা অবজেক্ট পাও, তোমরা সেটাকে নষ্ট করো না, রাখো, বা পারলে মিউজিয়ামকে দিয়ে দাও যদি কোনো একটা ভালো আর্টিফ্যাক্টস পাওয়া যায়। এইটা নিয়ে আমরা জেনারেল মানে যেটা সাধারণ মানুষ, তাদেরকে আমরা সচেতন করতে পারি। কিন্তু যখন এরকম লার্জ স্কেলে, যখন তোমার হচ্ছে যুদ্ধের সময়ে বা মানে কি বলবো যে দেশের কোনো ক্রাইসিসের সময়ে মিউজিয়ামের বস্তুগুলো, বিশেষত সাংস্কৃতিক বস্তুগুলো আমাদের নষ্ট হয়ে যাচ্ছে বা লুট করে নিয়ে চলে যাচ্ছে, হ্যাঁ, তখন তো আমরা কিছু করতে পারবো না সাধারণ মানুষরা। মানে আমাদের ধরো যারা সরকারে আছে তাদেরকে ব্যবস্থা নিতে হবে, এবং এটা আন্তর্জাতিক, তোমরা যদি ইউনেস্কো সাইটে যাও বা আইকমের সাইটেও যাও, ওখানে দেখবে এর উপরে অনেকগুলো তোমার কনফারেন্স আর এটাও কনভেনশনও হয়েছে এইরকম এর উপরে, যে তোমার হচ্ছে যুদ্ধের সময়ে বা যখন ইন্টারনাল ক্রাইসিস তৈরি হয়, হ্যাঁ, ইনসার্জেন্সির সময়ে অবজেক্ট গুলোকে কিভাবে প্রোটেক্ট করা যায় তার উপরে তোমার বিভিন্ন সেমিনার হয়েছে, বা কনভেনশন হয়েছে। তো সেইগুলো মানে ফলো করা দেখা যেতে পারে আর কি এই পর্যন্ত।
Okay, so I hope there's no more question. So let's end our session here, and I will ask Aditya to please address the vote of thanks.
So thank you, sir, for this wonderful lecture, and also for those answers that we get from the audiences and also from our members. I think those who see this live, I think they will also get lots of questions about this discipline, and I think they will also interested to take this for their masters later, and it also helped us really well, sir. So thank you, sir, and again, and also accepting our request. So that's all for this day. Please stay safe and follow our page for further updates. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Thank you, thank
Follow
you,
us on
thank you.
Instagram.
And yes, I also appreciate your great initiative, and hope your success also.
Thank you, sir.
So I think okay. Okay. Good night.
Okay, good night, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And before ending our today's session, I will likely to announce that our next session will be on 4th September, and it will be on Indus Valley inscription, a very interesting topic in Indian history. And our speaker is Ms. Bahata Ongshumali Mukhopadhyay. Please follow our Facebook page for the live update of this event, and please follow us on Instagram, subscribe us on our YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again.
Okay, thanks. Okay, okay. Good night.
Yeah. Namaskar. Okay, Aditya, let's end this.